It's great for Devin. As I told you yesterday, nothing really thrills my heart anymore than when a guy that's not playing a lot gets to an opportunity and ends up being the hero of the day. So I'm always happy that night when one of our guys that isn't getting to play a lot. When I was a player, I was in that role for a good portion of my career, where I got the limited playing time, and it's a hard thing to do. It's a frustrating time of year for the guys that aren't getting to play a lot. So just great for him, and obviously good for us as a team, because we were fortunate to win that game and be in that game. But we were, and Devin came through and was the hero. And it was a good matchup because they had that sidewinder from the right side, and the left-hander's a good matchup with that, especially when we need a ball in the outfield. I wouldn't say they're going yet, and Jamal had a great weekend, and that's huge having him back in there, and he just adds such a different dynamic at the top of our lineup. John Frost has been consistently good from the beginning of the year, and Digger's been solid, and Jonathan's been solid, but as a team, I don't feel like we're hitting well. I feel like it's a real scrape and struggle to scratch out runs right now. Had Andrew in earlier today looking at videotape, and do the same with Luke here. And those are a couple guys we really need to hit at the level that they did last year, and that they're fully capable of doing again. We need a consistency 1 through 9. Then we've got a pretty solid lineup. Right now I feel like we're 3 or 4 guys swinging it good, and that puts a lot of pressure on them, and it's tough to string anything together. So we need a more rounded offensive attack, and hopefully that will come as the weather heats up here. We think that's the strength of our club, is our starting pitching, and there's room for improvement there as well. We're still walking too many people, and we're striking out a lot of guys, which is allowing us to get out of some jams. But we just continue to have to cut down on free bases allowed to opponents, but our pitching staff's certainly taking steps in the right direction, and hopefully we'll continue to do that. If they do, and if we get a 1 through 9 offensive attack, then we have a competitive baseball team. We really don't try to get very caught up in what the latest streak is, good or bad. We as coaches see things that we need to work on, as I just mentioned. We're scanning videotape of hitters and trying to find things that will help get them going as the kids are off today, and looking for ways to improve. We've done some things well. Most of the games we've defended well, especially in the infield. Most of the games we've gotten good starting pitching and scratched out enough runs, but a long way to go. A lot of improvement needs to be made. We don't try to put any special weight on Jamal. It needs to be a shared thing. And in fact, the day that Jay went 4 for 5 with 4 stolen bases was the game that we lost, which just shows you how it has to be a team-wide thing to succeed or fail. What Jamal is able to do for us with his really game-changing speed is take hits away in the outfield, which he has done several times already, and kind of be a catalyst at the top of the lineup. And it just puts a lot of pressure on another team. But for us to succeed, it just can't be Jay. It just can't be pick your guy of the day. It's got to be a balanced offensive approach, a solid defensive game, and a strike-throwing, attacking pitching staff. And we need all of those elements in play for us to be successful. Our guys are looking forward to this trip. The most exciting thing for me on this trip is 17 of our families are making this trip. So it'll be a Blazer baseball family event, really. And a couple years ago when we went to Hawaii, we had an awful lot of our families go, and I thought that was a really healthy thing for our baseball program, as the families get to know one another and build this bond that we want to have happen. So I'm excited about that aspect of the trip. Great teams. So obviously we're going to be playing teams that have a history, history of playing in regionals and a history of playing in Omaha. So I can't imagine much better preparation for our Conference USA schedule than what we're going to encounter this weekend, and we're excited for the challenge.